Welcome back to another episode of Co-working with Sam. Today we are going to make a couple of pinnable images or Pinterest images for you to post. Well, I'm going to post them onto my blog and then put them on Pinterest. But you could do that for your website or if you have a blog or if it's like digital products or physical products or whatever. Basically, we're just making some pin images. So I actually did do this earlier. What a surprise! I had computer problems. I guess that's just getting used to this YouTube recording thing. Anyway, I did it right here, but we're just gonna go through the whole process again so that you can actually see what I did. So this is Canva, and I'm using the desktop app. I don't necessarily have any big preference between the desktop and the web browser version. I just I don't know, I've just been in the habit of using the desktop one. I guess one benefit I have with that is I can close all out of my web browser and not be tempted to go on to Facebook or something else. But anyway, so in here I have my stuff sorted into projects in different folders to kind of help with the organization, especially when I've been using Canvas for so long. There's just so much stuff in there, and so the projects in the folders have definitely helped. If you would like to learn more about using folders and cleaning up your Canva, my friend Pam has an awesome course, very beginners friendly course that kind of walks through cleaning up your Canva. So even if you've been using Canva for a long time, but you've never actually organized your Canva account at all, I highly recommend going through it because it has helped me. I'm not all organized by any means, but I'm way more organized than I used to be. So anyway, now that I plugged Pam's Canva thing, I'm gonna go back to this. So here, this is my blog, The Traditional Housewife. So I'm going to go into the folder I made for that. And then within this folder, I am going to click Add New. That way, this new design will be in this folder, which is great. And then we're going to search Pinterest, which it's right there actually. But I'll still type it in here so you can see there are different sizes. Sometimes there's ones that are the same size and they're exactly the same. So I'm not sure what the difference is. I think maybe if you go with, like, this is the same size too, but possibly the ideas or like the templates that they show might be different. But either way, it's just this size here that's the one I usually go with. So like I said before, we're gonna do 2 pins. One is going to be based off of my own template that I have been using for most of my pins, and then the other one is going to be one where we're just going to make one from scratch. Oh, it's going to load here. Slowly. Gosh, sorry guys. Gotta be patient, sorry. I was gonna say that if you already have pins or a style of a pin, or maybe you're doing like a social media image or something like that, if you already have a style that you have been using that you really like, what you can do is, once you have your blank canvas, you can go over here into, maybe I should make this screen a little bit smaller here so you can see the size. You're going to go over here into projects. It might be a little bit different depending on your layout. So it might not be in the exact same spot, but projects are going to be any of the things that you have done. You may also have some common folders that you access often over on the side here. But projects, if you go into projects here, then you can actually search and it'll search the name of your projects. So like I'm just gonna type pin, so it's gonna bring up anything that has been titled pin, not the actual pin things, like not the ones that were from a Pinterest template, but our Pinterest canvas, but anything that I have titled or that's in my title that says pin. And then I specifically want to click designs. So all of these are ones that somehow, I don't know why that says pin in that one, but anyway, all of these have somehow have pin in them. And so the ones that I have been using here on my blog are down a little further. Where did I pop it? Here we go. So these ones. So once you find your design that you've made before that you like, you click on it. If there's more pages, then it'll open up all the pages. If there's only one page, it'll just bring that page. But then you can choose what page you want to do. And for this one, I'm going to click on this one. So I just click it and it will autofill this new canvas here. And any changes that you make in this will not affect the original at all, which is awesome. So that's usually what I do. I bring that over. And then we're going to delete that. And the title of the blog post that I have is 30, oops, not plus, not minus, but plus, 30 plus delicious party soups for winter. So going to change this, and this is going to say delicious, oops, party. And then this one down here, look, soups for winter. Okay, no, wrong one. Oh my god. Okay, and now this, the text here is part of the circle, but I don't want that because if you change the text font and size, sometimes that can mess up the circle itself. So I'm just going to delete that, and then I'm going to put a new text box here. And this one's going to be 30 plus. Down. Glitchiness getting to me. There we go. All right. Got it centered within the circle. I'm going to change that font color to white. And then I want an image here. Now I already uploaded the images that I am using on the blog post itself. So I am not going to show you that part, but basically you just find the folder that it's in and then you can drag and drop, or you can click upload files and it'll pull a finder open and then you just find the files and click on them that way. And I feel kind of like I'm cheating because I did this already, so I know what picture to use. But first, when I was originally thinking of it, I really like this picture a lot. So I dragged it over. However, once I actually saw it in here, I realized that there's nothing here and it doesn't quite fit with this particular design. So I think I went with this one is what I ended up going with. I could do a different one though. We can do this one instead. Same idea where, but I want, because right now the center, to me when I'm looking at this picture, this part is kind of the center. And so it's kind of not really soup. The soup is kind of off-centered. So what I'm going to do is click flip. It's also the soup is cut off. So I'm just going to flip that picture. And there's not really anything to move. So see, really that's kind of why I went with this other one. I did the same thing. Then I flip it. And it's just nicely centered. I feel like that's nicely centered. So that's kind of a nice thing about having some already made templates or like a design that you like, and then you can just change it, change the pictures, change what the words say, so you just have like a steady flow of a design. Lately, I have really been liking this font here. It's called Minstrelly, and it's actually a free one, so any account can use it, but I just think it's really pretty. Sometimes those little comment icons are so annoying. Oh my gosh. Alright, that one, and then I think the other font I used is probably going to already be there on the top. If I can get to it. I scrolled through my fonts on the other video that I lost to find what I wanted, but I ended up choosing this Mona Light Regular. Now, is that one of mine that I uploaded, or is that one from Canva? I don't remember, so let's go. I have a lot of uploaded fonts. I think it's a Canva font, but I'm curious now, so let's find out. Oh, no, just kidding. It's one that I have uploaded myself. So, alright. Oh, now where did it go? There it is, right there. I get all of my fonts from Creative Fabrica. I can leave a link down below for Creative Fabrica as well. But they're awesome. I'm gonna make this nice and bigger. That. I'm gonna change this also to that same font. And then make this bigger. Oh man. And then center it. Come on. There we go. Centered within the circle. This I think can be a little bit bigger as well. There we go. I think I'll call that good for that one. So there's our first one. Super fast because the design was already done. I just edited it even faster because I had already made this earlier, and so I already knew what font I wanted. I already knew what picture to pick as well. But if you're doing this for your website, you might already have like some common fonts that you like to use. I do have some that I typically like to use, so that's easy enough too. Then you don't even have to really think about it at that point. Just change the words pretty much. I'm gonna scoot that over just a little bit. There we go. Okay, but the extra fun here is going to be making a whole brand new one. So I don't want it to be blue. I want it white. Okay. So I have a lot of different templates, but I wanted to kind of walk you through making your own. And really when it comes to pinnable images or images for Pinterest, if you can make it however you want to, I would probably recommend just scrolling through Pinterest and seeing what type of images that you see that you like, and then kind of, you know, replicate that in your own way. So one of the styles that I have seen is going to be like a grid view of pictures with the title over it. So that's what we're gonna make. So to get to that, we're going to start with our actual grid view. So in Elements here, and it loads. We're going to scroll down here to Grids. Oh man. It's just it's being so slow. That's okay. There you go, grids. And there are all very many different types of grids. The one that I used, I'll go to the one that I used, but there's a few different ones you can do. Kind of depends. For this particular blog, because it is, or this article, it's over 30 soups. And so I have a total of 10 images within the blog that I could potentially use. I'm not going to put 10 images on this. I think that's a little excessive for me personally. But that is possible. So just kind of look and see what you have. If you are doing like a recipe, having multiple pictures with each step might be a fun thing to do. Or maybe each ingredient, or kind of just whatever you want to do. But the one that I ended up picking, see if I can find it now, was down here. And I think it was this one. Yeah, it was that one. So for this one, now that I have that, I am going to go back to my uploads and I'm going to put my pictures here. You remember that I tried this one and it just didn't fit quite right. So I'm not going to use that one. Also, if I remember correctly, the larger images looked better on the top. The down here, it was too smushed and so it just didn't quite look right. So I'll use those larger pictures here. Actually, maybe I'll do this one this time instead. Move it like this. And then flip it maybe. This is going to be just a little bit different. Maybe I could post a third one. Let's move this to that. Or this side. No, I don't like that. And then put that one too. Still cut up on that side, so maybe I don't like that. Oop, not crop. Flip. Oh man. Flip this back, maybe. Alright, well, it's a little different. Whatever, it's not perfect. You can change it around and whatnot. I already have one that I have on Pinterest. This is just to show you. And then I did one here. And then I did one. And then I did this one. So if you're not familiar, I mean, I just did it so you could see, but if you're not familiar, if you double click on the picture once it's set, you can adjust it to have a certain part of your image. Just kind of depending on what it is that you're wanting. So in this case, I'm going to center that bowl. That one's fine, and then I'm going to change this one as well so that this bowl is more centered too. So there's the base of the image, the pin image, but we need to put like a title or something to direct people so they know what it is that they're clicking on. So I'm going to get a box. Maybe. My goodness gracious. Okay, there we go. We got a box here. And then we're going to drag it over. Now for this, I usually put it past the canvas. The reason for that, I'll show you why here, is because I like to, this is a personal preference, but I like to add a border on around it. To do that, you just come up here to border style, and then I just do a solid border. And so when you have the border, click out of it, you can see all the sides. So I like to pull it all the way to have it be hanging off of the canvas so that I don't see a border on this side, but I'll just see the border on the top and bottom. For this particular style, that's my preference, but you can do it however you want to, of course. And then I also like to change the border, if I can click back into it, to be, oh my gosh, what? Move this back to here. There we go. Oh, glitchy as ever. When I do these grid images, I like to have the border of this be white because the background is white. I could have had it a different color, and then I would just change it to match the color. I personally prefer white. I just feel like it looks crisper that way. So now if I click out of it, you can see that it's white. However, you can also see that the border on this is a lot thinner than the border around the grid images. So I'm going to go back into that, click it, and the thickness, you can play around with it, but I've done these before, and so the thickness, oops, wrong button, the thickness of the border weight, you want it to be 10. And so that pretty well matches the border that are around the grid. And then of course I'm going to change this color because I don't like the color of this one. The color that I'm going to use is this one. And then I also like to give it a little bit of extra personality and tilt it a bit. You can totally keep it straight. I think I did like, I think it was 10, 9, whatever it is. There's that. And then I'm also going to make it a bit bigger so I can have a larger font in the middle here. Probably doesn't need to be that big, but okay. So now we're going to add our text over here with our title of the blog post. And when I made this the last time, I did the 30 plus as one size, and then the delicious hearty soups for winter a different size. I think I actually changed, I got rid of the delicious part on this one. But we're gonna do 30 plus as one of them. Just that. I think it was pretty big that I made it. And then I'll just grab another one here. Move this over to here. And then we did hearty soups for winter, like that. And then it was a 9 or a 10. That's why I'm going to angle this again as well with the same angle. I think it was a 9 that I did. And same on this one. Just so it matches. And then the font, I'm going to change the font up a bit here. I ended up going with this font that I have really liked lately. It's called Farmer. I'm pretty sure I also got that on Creative Fabrica. But Farmer. Since I kind of slightly go for that farmhouse vibe, that's why I like that one. And Farmer. Okay. And then I'm going to make it bigger. Again, I think I have this one pretty big, and then this one bigger too. Not quite. So I get the center of that a little bit better. This one, okay. And then I also don't forget about the effects that we have up here, because sometimes it might be so subtle, but it can definitely add. It can add some good personality to your images. Just makes them pop a little bit more. So I'm going to do shadow with black. And the last one I did, I played around with the color of the shadow, but really it just ended up being black that I liked. But I am going to change the main font color to white. And that, with the shadow, just, it pops really nicely. Same thing on that one. I'm going to change this to white. And then go to effects, shadow, and you can change it if you want to change the direction of the shadow, how the transparency, the blur, the offset, all that stuff. I mean, I think it defaults pretty nicely here though, but I do have to put this back to black. And there we have it. So last thing is I need to add my website. And so you can kind of put it wherever you want to. I did play with it before. I looked at the top. I just kind of like the bottom personally. So what I'm going to do is, because this box here is already formatted to the way that I want it, I'm just going to duplicate it and then bring that down here. Fix the angle just to be flat. Bring this down even further because I don't need that much space. And then I actually am going to cheat and just grab this one that's already up here. Just because it's there. Why not? So there's that. Bring this down just a smidge. Oops. More centered. That. Sure. And then it's actually a slightly different white, so I'm just gonna make it regular white. Right? Yep. Alright. So there you have it. Pretty easy Hannibal Pinterest image there. And like I said, I did two. So again, one of them was one that I have been, a design that I've been using for a while on my blog, and then the other one was one that we made together. So another nice thing that you can do is, if you have a few different styles that you like, you can just make yourself a master template, and then when you're ready for whatever new thing that you're doing, like say it's a product and you want to have a new pinnable image for that product, you just create a new canvas like we did, go into your projects and search for your template, pull over whichever one you want, just click on it and it'll bring over the image into the template, it'll bring the template into your canvas, and then you can edit it from there, but you'll still have your original template, which is wonderful. So yeah, there you have it. I really hope that this was helpful. If you have any questions about anything, let me know, and I will see you guys on the next Co-Working with Sam. Don't forget to like and subscribe so that you can see when that next video comes out, and I will see you next time. Have a good day.